you get that little giddiness sometimes. I don't know. I got that right now.
It happens, Marcello. It happens.
It happens, right? Or maybe it could be, maybe I'm drinking a cocktail before cocktails with Cello.
I don't know. Maybe doing 2 shows in one.
I hope not, because we're live now, Cello. So I hope there's no cocktails right now.
No cocktails, no. I was just saying that I'm just giddy. I'm looking forward to today's linked lunch, and it's so giddy to the point like, okay, I must be either drinking a cocktail because it's kind of weird, but just it was a random sense of feeling of giddiness.
Giddy is cool. Giddy is cool. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. I'll be admitting people as we go. We're in linked lunch again. Thanks for joining. And everybody here is okay. Let us know in the comments, please. I know the panelists in here is fine. So if you're watching this live, please let us know the sound's coming through fine. Cello is in the field, and I will be in the field also in a second. Here we go. We're live right now. If you guys will notice, we have the wonderful Wendy Conrad with her amazing background she'll showcase to us as we go. She has some great backgrounds for Zoom. If you need help with backgrounds for Zoom, you better talk to Wendy about it.
Yeah, Wendy definitely got the background game in lock.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't even touch it. Cannot touch it. All right, there we go. Well, thank you, folks. So we're in another edition of Link Lunch. We got some comment stuff showing up. Please make sure, panelists, you put your other device on LinkedIn. That way you can kind of see in the comments as we go. This is Marcello and I's take on networking. I'm going to be in the car in a second, so that's why my camera's not on. Chad and I are not twins today. We're just pretending to be twins. If you can see the gallery view. But this is basically networking for the new environment. Since we can't go out and network as much, this is our way to do it. And the good thing is you can do it across state lines, across countries, and really anywhere. So we'll start out with Cello. Cello, let us know what you do and why you're here.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today at Link Lunch. My name is Marcello Arcele, aka Cello. I provide waste and recycling services for many local, commercial, and industrial companies here in Metro Atlanta. So anywhere between a small restaurant to anywhere to a large organization. Like right now, I'm actually at a brewery that they're actually building it right now here in Atlanta. So I run the scope. So if you know someone that needs help in that industry, please feel free to reach out and have them contact me.
And you guys know me as the guy with the bow tie, not checking in with you live once again. I help people protect their health, wealth, and income, which is very important right now because we're in a pandemic and you need to make sure your ducks are in a row, per se. And I work with small businesses as well as entrepreneurs. A big issue entrepreneurs have is they don't know how to get insurance when they're by themselves. So if you're located in the United States and need help with that, that is basically what I help with, protecting people. And I can talk about stuff, but I don't insure stuff, I insure people. And Rosalind is my spirit animal on LinkedIn. She's always full of energy. So Rosalind, we'll probably give a little bit more time. So you get about 2 minutes or so to kind of talk about you and your work. So let us know what you have going on. You're on mute. You're on mute, Rosalind. There you go.
I demand 20 minutes. Oh, I represent all of Canada. I'm here speaking for our Prime Minister, so I get 20 minutes. Okay, we're your peaceful, calm, rational neighbor to the north. Okay, that's my okay. So when I'm not representing all of Canada, I help people do 3 things. I help you take action, I help you heal through writing, and I help you work with fear, not against fear. I don't believe you can eliminate fear and be fearless. I'm sorry, that's a crock. So if you're serious about healing, if you're a woman over 50, you're underachieving, I'm gonna kick your ass in the best way, get honest about anxiety, work with fear, write your ass off, and make the last few years of your life the best ever. Who's next?
Awesome. Hey, Gregory, you could go next. I got you. I'm going from right to left.
Gregory's in
It's hard to follow that. That's hard to follow that.
Oh, yes. I'm in transit right now somewhere over the United States.
Oh, wow.
Able to get that really kind of cool connection here. So, no,
yeah,
hi.
Your hair's not blowing either.
What's up?
And your hair's not even blowing. You're going fast. Right? Yeah.
Got that Jimmy
Go ahead.
Johnson haircut going on. So never changes. So yes, I'm Gregory Austin, and I am with a company called Pro Pharma Group. And what we do, we're a big consulting company based here in Kansas City. And we help make the drugs that you take and your family takes and everyone takes safer. And we do that through consulting services and validation of facilities and equipment. We do it through QA compliance. We do tons of pre-FDA audits and post-FDA audits and all sorts of regulatory work, as well as medical information pharmacovigilance services around the globe, speaking over 30 languages. And I am mostly involved in medical monitoring, where I'm working with medical doctors. They review data on clinical trials to make sure they're safe and going well, as well as regulatory professionals. I also help folks with their job search through careerjetpack.com and my book, Stellar Resume Writing, Secrets from a Corporate Recruiter, and just super glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, great. Thank you very much for joining us today, Gregory. I appreciate it. And I want to welcome Martin. I see that he just popped in. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to get with you in a moment. Wendy, you're next. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see some familiar faces. I am Wendy Conrad, founder of Your Happy Workplace. And as a work culture developer, I work with small businesses to help them discover, design, and implement custom work cultures that will inspire teams and improve bottom lines using the science of happiness. I work with businesses, 25 employees or less, who maybe don't have the budget to hire a full-time HR person, or business owners who are too busy to plan and design their ideal work culture themselves. I can work my process completely virtually, so I'm internationally known.
I like
Good
that.
to be here. Hi, Rosalind.
I think somebody knows some rap skills. You're internationally known on the microphone. I got it. All right.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Ms. Phillips. You're next.
You guys are hilarious. Good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be here. My name is Vanessa Phillip from the beautiful island of St. Lucia in the Caribbean. I also have a close and personal love for Trinidad and Tobago. So big up to, and it's Republic Day over there. It's a holiday. So happy Republic Day, Trinidad and Tobago. I have to plug that one in there. What I do, I am a social media strategist and public relations specialist. I help entrepreneurs and business owners to not only figure out their social media, but put together an action plan, a social media strategy, which forms a real foundation to help you to navigate all social media platforms. For those of you who you're not a social media person, you're not a graphics person, not a video person, you're not sure what to do, how to navigate, I'm the one to talk to in regards to that. I work with people all around the world. I have clients from different parts of the world, different time zones. We can work. So, I'm all about social media strategy. I've been doing it for the past 6 years, and I teach entrepreneurs how to be effective at it. I do have a membership called the Social Media Runway. It's a close personal baby of mine. I was involved in the Caribbean fashion industry for the past 20 years, and I learned some really good nuggets that I can pull into what I love to do right now, which is social media strategy. So if you think you have, the brain power and the capacity to do it yourself, then the Social Media Runway membership is for you. If not, I am here to help out. Feel free to make an appointment. You can go to my profile, make an appointment to have a 20-minute free consultation with me. Let's talk. Let's see how we can make this work to increase your sales.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Phillips. And we got a new addition to the crew. We got Martin Pratt, the top social media strategist. I mean, we got two media folks on the call, so it's great. Martin, go right ahead. Tell us about yourself and how why folks should connect with you here on LinkedIn.
Sure. Yeah, that's actually that's one of my old headlines that I use for Google and for SEO. I stopped being a social media strategist in about 2012 and pivoted towards journalism. Had the top running tech talk show, radio show in New York for 13 years, and then moved to Atlanta and started working for a media company. And then about the last 2 years, I've been here in Philadelphia, became a fellow for what's called solutions journalism, which is the concept is we write about solutions. We don't write about just stories or feel-good stories. We write about things that actually are working or why they're not working. And also became a fellow of Poynter Institute, which is Poynter. It's one of the top institutes in journalism. So launched a magazine here in Philly for senior citizens. Obviously during COVID, we pivoted away from a magazine to digital. So that's my journey, and that's what I'm here. And if you got a story or you want coverage or you're looking for just feedback, why your local media person probably isn't returning your calls, reach out.
I love it. Thank you very much for sharing that, Martin. I can definitely see us collaborating in the future, or me sharing my platforms to help you promote your initiative. So definitely want to talk to you on the future on that. Now, my question to everyone on the panel.
Yeah, I want to ask a question about that, kind of related. Since we got,
yes,
Kelly, can you hear me?
Go right ahead, Daryl.
So since we have two social media people on here, there's a new thing that just came out today with stories on LinkedIn. Just became a feature, which I haven't a clue of what to do with it. So for the social media folks, have you guys seen stories released on LinkedIn in the US? I know it's another country that just got here. I guess Vanetta will go ladies first.
Well, Daryl, after you introduced that in our group, I looked it up on my phone, but I don't think it has arrived in the Caribbean as yet because I don't see it on. But to answer your question in regards to how it can be used, a lot of people, I've done a little research, and a lot of people seem to liken it to IG stories. But based on what LinkedIn is saying is that you can give people a behind the scenes look into your business and actually add a personal touch to what you do. And it gives you an opportunity to be a little more personable. So I would say if we would have to do anything on LinkedIn stories, it would be short video clips, talking about not only what your business is doing or what your job is doing, but even other, encouraging stuff. So I think it encourages a lot of video time so people can actually get personable with what you do and your business.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Martin, go right ahead. What's your thoughts on stories?
So my background with social media started in the 90s, and I helped run the back end of a website called Black Planet. And Black Planet was the first social
I
network.
remember Black Planet. Yeah.
So
you can't just skip over that. Wait, Black Planet. You can't just skip over that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take everybody back through. It's a lot of, But anyway, my point in bringing up was that this whole social media concept and being social, right, really started with this concept of, for us, we had something called New York Online, and that was really to try to find New Yorkers who, and this is around Prodigy and AOL and CompuServe time. And then when www launched, we pivoted to a website and called it Black Planet. And again, we were still trying to find local people. So if anybody's on Nextdoor or is on meetup.com, you're really looking at who's local, who's around you, and what do you have to offer them, or what should you be supporting them for? And I always tell my clients back in the day that being social is about giving first. It's not about taking, or not about asking people to follow you or do stuff with you. So the stories concept is in that same lane. Think of it as, what can I give to people that follow me that they may not have from my LinkedIn posts? So with stories, with on Instagram, is something that's called Reels. TikTok, the reason why TikTok is because giving a personal brief, again, this is brief, like less than a minute, brief synopsis of whatever it is. It can be something funny. It can be something like, your business is, we'll take the recycling business, and people are always asking that question, like, can I recycle this? And your story today could be, you can't recycle this because this, but you can recycle this. And you can do something very quick. And again, think about it as giving. Don't think about it as, hey, I got this thing on sale. Hope you guys like it. And that's not a story.
Now, I like your point of view, and I can see how a lot of people that might have been hesitant to post videos, just like what you're saying, like an example. Hey, I just want to let you know that this material, even though you might think is recyclable, if it is soiled in this area, then it's no longer recyclable. And I've been doing stuff like that, and other people have been doing things like that. But I've noticed, for whatever reason, folks have been hesitant to do that. I believe that the package of stories will enable or encourage individuals to do that because it's already like a roadmap or something that people are familiar with doing. So now I open it up to everyone else on the panel. What are you guys' thoughts on stories? And we can start from top to left, which we got Rosalind's first. Go right ahead, miss.
Yeah, that's going to be a perfect portal for me. I'm already doing it. I posted this morning because I had another emotional writing workshop. A woman revealed she was the daughter of Holocaust survivors, writing for the first time at age 82, and it was huge. And she said, Rosalind, you're like my therapist. And I said, writing is healing. So I took your cue cello, man, I had to unload and post.
Good.
So it's there this morning from the heart. Writing is healing at any age, especially if you're really old. If you're not going to write now, man, you better write now. Yeah.
Good point. Go right ahead, Gregory.
Yeah, I'm going to dovetail off that, Rosalind. I think that's so great, and it's key. There's a guy I follow a lot who's a great storyteller, Chris Valentin, and I listen to a lot of his work, and he's written a ton of books. And that's his advice. It says, if you're going through or have gone through something really traumatic or difficult in your life, write about it. You can self-publish these days, and you may feel rotten, but at least you can go shopping because you're making some money off the book.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It really is, though. Storytelling is big. I'm trying to get better about that in my posts as well, but I think that's what brings situations to life. No one really wants to read a professional post that's going to give you just facts and figures and what we can do for you kind of thing. No one cares.
Right.
Isn't that relatable?
It's not. It's got to relate to you. It's got to be an impact, and that's what's going to matter.
Cool. Thank you. Good. Thank you for your insights. Wendy, go ahead. Talk to us. Don't rap, but talk to us.
Don't rap. That's the first time I've ever heard that. I use the hell out of Instagram stories. I don't think that I have access to it on LinkedIn yet. It might be tied to where you are geographically, like Vanetta was saying, or maybe how many followers you have. But I imagine that if and when I ever see it there, that I will use it because to touch on what a couple of the other people were saying, it does, people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that just provides another dimension of who we are as people and as business owners, and get another way, like Rosalind would agree, to tell a story of who we are and make connections with people that are real other than just, text on a page or even text in a graphic. So I think it's going to be a great thing, and hopefully I'll see it as an option for me soon.
Yeah, I'll give my fingers crossed. Hey, in the meantime, guys, if you guys just happen to join us today, in the middle of it, we're doing Link Lunch. Link Lunch is a refreshing way to networking with other folks here on LinkedIn. And what we're doing is that we're sharing our platform. We have access to LinkedIn Live, and we're allowing other people to join us and connect with other individuals. So if you're watching us live, you can see in the chat, you could join the panel. In the meantime, also, if you're watching the panel and you want, you're watching us live on LinkedIn, post either a link to something that you wrote, an article that you want to drive traffic to that. So do that in the LinkedIn live chat section as well. And also, if you have a podcast, like I have a guy in my bottom left corner, the Love Doctor, put a link to that as well. So go right ahead. Hey, what's going on? Miss Phillips, go right ahead. You already gave insight. Now, Mr. Love Doctor, bottom left, He's joined me on several cocktails with Cello. What can you do us a huge favor and give us an idea of what you do and why should folks connect with you on LinkedIn and tell people about your podcast? You have about 2 minutes. Go right ahead.
Hey guys, so thanks Marcelo for this opportunity. Yeah, it's a lovely session with the cocktails with Shello. Hi Georgie. The podcast I'm working on, it's called All Things Relationship. I host guests from all over the world who share their relationship experiences and learnings, what they thought, what they felt, how it helped them grow, the negative experiences, the positive experiences. So it's a really interesting learning experience. I feel like I have already learned, I have gained 100 years of experience already just listening to their stories. It's amazing. And when I'm able to help others through that knowledge and experience, I feel thankful. The only aim behind making this podcast is if I can help even one person get out of their negative habits, their negative feelings, then I'll feel that I have succeeded. And today, when I get a lot of fan mails, there is one specific fan who mentioned that she listens to one specific episode every night and it helps her move along the day.
Wow. I see Rosalind. She's bopping over there. She's feeling your vibe. Rosalind, what's your take on what the Love Doctor shared with us just a moment ago about his podcast?
He's doing what we all have to do. You've come down to earth not to do more shopping and not to watch Netflix. You have to know yourself. Your most important relationship is with yourself. It's not with your mother. It's not with your neighbor. It's not with Amazon. Okay, you got Amazon Prime. I don't care. You need Human Prime. And Nishant's going to help you deliver it. That's what I do. And that's what matters right now. If COVID hasn't taught you anything to get real and honest with your shit, then man, you are clueless. I'm done.
Hey, I appreciate Rosalind's passion. However, I love my customer, Amazon.com. This is her email. I have a great relationship. So I love Amazon. I will let you guys know. So, so now I wanted to, Daryl, did you have a question or something that you'd like to interject in the meantime? Okay, in the meantime, I want to ask you guys about COVID. I know that we have some challenges, and I know we've learned from this experience, and we're learning right now with hope. What is the biggest or the biggest thing that you have learned about yourself since COVID that you, like, when it happened, you're like, wow, I didn't know I could do that, or I need to make a change here. Like, so what are your thoughts on that? And now let's start from the bottom to the top. So go ahead, Martin, share your thoughts on that question.
You got me as I was walking out. To Rosalind's point, I mean, I think it's really, my wife is from Louisiana, so we can't go down to Louisiana and check on her parents and check on her nephews and nieces. And so what I've learned now is that communication, daily communication, and sometimes I've even started writing letters just to surprise people.
Wow, good.
It's really something that's before we probably called mom like once a week or maybe even every 2 weeks. Now we're checking in every day. Mm-hmm. And so it's something that I think that personal touch, thankfully we're getting back to that, as Rosalind said. And then to Rosalind's point, as a journalist, there's a lot of negative news every day, and I'm in some groups on Slack, and we actually have to have a mental health chat every Wednesday to kind of decompress and trying to keep going. And so I really realize, and I appreciate a lot of folks on LinkedIn that are being personal about their feelings in this time period.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I can definitely I echo your sentiments. Go ahead, Love Doctor, share your thoughts on what is the largest thing or the biggest thing that you learned about yourself since COVID-19.
The biggest thing I've learned about myself that it is that I don't have to always think about myself. And if I want to get somewhere, yeah, let's help others through it. It's the same thing about the relationships that I'm helping. I helped, I listen to a lot of people. I learn from their journey, and the response I'm getting, it's so satisfying that okay, I'm able to help people out there through this podcast. The and through that, the happiness I'm getting, it's more than I've ever got from any other thing which I did for myself.
Yeah, yep, yep.
Actually, I
That's
can so
beautiful.
relate to with what Rosalind mentioned earlier, that you have to write your story down. There was time, as Shello, you already know, there was a time I was in, thinking a lot of things. So yes, writing down story helped. Initially, it was difficult. I was at loss of words, but over time, yeah, some beautiful stories did come out.
Wonderful,
So yeah.
wonderful. Thank you, Valletta. What do you think? What's your? You've heard a couple of folks share their insights on that. Actually, three people. What do you think that stood out or has stand out since COVID-19 that you've learned about yourself?
Is it me, Shallow?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. It got cut off there for like a millisecond, so I wasn't too sure. Other than being innovative, what COVID-19 has really revealed about me is how persistent I can be. Because it's very easy to, you try something and then it does not work. And it's really a thought battle in your head because you especially when you think like what you were trying was absolutely going to work, was foolproof, like you did not see it going wrong, even though you had plan B, C, D, but then sometimes the disappointment still hits you hard, especially if you were banking a lot on it. So I learned that um, it was said, I guess years ago, there are many ways to skin a cat. There are many other ways. So if you would look at something, don't be tunnel visioned about it, because one of the things that I'm working through is how linear I think. Because a lot of the times I would think one particular thing would work in one particular way. So especially during the pandemic, I learned, hey, I am someone that can be persistent. Don't give up. Okay, this doesn't work. Let me try another angle. Okay, if that angle does not work, let me go back to the drawing board. So it really enables me to, think outside of the box. So I think that's another thing that I've learned. I've learned many things, but I think that's something definitely I'm proud of myself for, that, I have become more persistent.
I like that. The way what you described earlier was sounding to me. The first thing that came to mind was critical thinking. So it seemed like either you became more aware of your critical thinking skills, or you developed them, or you focus on those a little bit more. So thank you for sharing that, Wendy. What are your thoughts on that? What have you learned about yourself? You're like, wow, this I didn't know, or I gotta make a change. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
For me, it's accepting my responsibility for creating my work culture of one. I'm all about creating work culture for other people, but I was noticing with everything that's going on that I wasn't practicing what I preached. And so I wasn't making space in my workday for self-care. I wasn't paying attention to what's going on with me and doing all the things I coach other people on to create these environments for productivity. I wasn't creating my healthy work culture of one. So I really started to give myself permission for all of that and all of the mental health stuff and states, roller coasters that we go in, just from hour to hour, it seems like, through the day. So that was a big learner for me to create my healthy work culture of one. Because as solopreneurs, we're responsible for that. Even though we don't have staff per se, or employees or a team outside of ourselves, we still have a work culture, and we're responsible for creating that by design and not by default.
It's funny you bring that up, Wendy, because I'm sure, well, I feel this way, and I feel that other folks feel the same way, that when you take the time to focus on yourself or self-healing or take time for yourself, I feel guilty sometimes. Like, okay, what else? Who else can I help? Who can I call? What can I do? Can I do the dishes? Can I empty the garage? Can I, like, okay, I need to find a way to give. But sometimes you have to take a moment, like, you know what can I do for myself? You know what I mean? It could be something as simple as, I don't know, cutting your nails, shaving, whatever. For the guys, it could be anything. You know what I mean? Or it could be a project that you've been meaning to do for yourself, but you've been putting it off because you've been giving. So I like it basically balance. It sounds like to me is that you found a way to try to balance your
Hey,
me
Cello.
and other people's life. Go ahead.
Just wanted to add something to that. So something to kind of expand on that question was, what have you learned about yourself? How many of you basically opened up the collaboration more because of COVID? Because I know Cello and we didn't start collaborating until COVID happened. So how many of you opened up the more collaboration because of being isolated?
Now, Gregory, you were next. Tell me what have you learned about yourself, and also answer Daryl's question as well.
So very good. And I was writing a quick post to promote this while he was talking. So what was his question?
Well, his question was about if you have done more collaborating, and if so, to explain what are the steps that you've done, and then my question. So by all means, go right ahead.
I did hear that, but my short-term memory already purged it. So, so for me, the two main things that I've really learned is the incredible importance of gratitude during times of difficulty and change. And really, because that's going to give you a lot more peace, even when things aren't the way you want it to be, right? And also leaning into patience. I'm not a patient person by nature, so there's pros and cons to that. Pros, you have a sense of urgency and get things done. The cons, it can create unneeded anxiety, and you can miss things, right? So I really expected this pandemic to be over this past summer. When it hit the United States, I'm like, yeah, we'll get through this. It'll come, it'll go, and here we are, right? And I've seen the fruits of really gratitude and being patient that have occurred in my life, and good things have happened. So I'd really kind of preach that to anybody who's struggling or is just feel like I'm not there yet. Wow. To answer your other question, with regards to collaboration, yes, I've done a lot more Zoom. I've spent, and it's kind of cool because I connect with people anyway, but I didn't really think to do a Zoom call just randomly with some of my new LinkedIn, connects before this pandemic, right? And a couple other things, and I know, Cello, you do this a lot too, that makes networking and relationships, distance relationships, a lot more alive, is using some of the functions on your LinkedIn app on your phone, right? Where you can do a quick video or just a quick audio, and seeing somebody or hearing that voice all of a sudden makes them real, and you feel like you're in relationship, right? Not just a kind of a texting back and forth, which is very, disconnected. So good stuff there. And I really enjoy that.
Thank you. And my ace blue coon in the corner in the top, Rosalind, that's you. I'm talking to you. So what's so what have you learned about yourself that you were just dumbfounded since COVID-19, and also share your thoughts about networking and collaborating?
What haven't I learned? Oh my God. Like I said, the first 6 weeks, I was riveted. My ass was riveted to my chair. I was in shock. I thought, what the hell's going on? You got to get out of your chair, go for a walk. And I actually had to take because I have PTSD and I have trauma, I had to double up my EMDR therapy. Seriously. And that changed everything. And then I had to really start to heal my inner child. So even now when I lapse, I just go into the formula in the morning and do my visualization, do the self-love in the mirror, and that's what I pass on to everyone I work with. Whatever I go, I tell myself, I tell them. So I learned, and as I said, my calling found me when I worked with that first woman. We're now in our 4th week together. I am so humbled that I actually get to help her find new work, build her confidence, help her with her self-esteem, and help her learn that she's not a victim. This is what COVID has given me. So I gotta thank you, COVID. Like you're an asshole, but you whipped my ass into shape, and I really needed it because if you don't wake up under COVID, you're gonna be in a coma the rest of your life.
You're right. I mean, it really snapped people. If anything, individuals that were complacent in their life, it definitely snapped them out. Oh yeah, you can relate. Yeah, you can definitely relate with that.
Yep.
Yeah. So folks, if you thank you for the insight, Rosin. That's really, I love that. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for that thumbs up, Gregor. You're right. Hey, we're 3/4 into the show, and if you guys just happen to be tuning in, we're doing Link Lunch. We do this every 2nd and 4th Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this live on LinkedIn, you by all means put a link to anything that a post that you created that you want people to be aware of, and also definitely connect with other people that are in the chat in LinkedIn as well. Now, if you want to join us on the panel, there's a link to that as well in the LinkedIn live chat. Now, right now, I want to see if what Darryl would like to share with us before we move on to another segment.
Yeah, I want to ask a question for the panel about networking online. So obviously all of us are here, but I wanted to kind of get some feedback from people about how often they're actually taking their interactions and engagements to their message box to make something happen. So are you doing it daily? Is it weekly? How many of you have like an action plan to build relationships for your network?
Go right ahead, Love Doctor. Go right ahead. You're first.
Actually, the way I'm building relationships is regularly putting out content and engaging with people who are engaging. So yes, I really need a better, strategy put in time. The current way my day it's structured currently is I barely get time for even myself. It's the podcast that takes up most of the time. Then I'm also pursuing my master's, my MBA, so that's also quite time consuming. But yes, I actually need something that would allow me to connect with my friends even and professional connections at least once a month. I did just call it a lucky shot. Just today I reached out to a dozen or more of my college friends whom I haven't seen or talked to in past 6 to 8 months, and it was really a pleasant experience. Those conversations, tiny conversations, they were really fun. As a matter of fact, I recently, I usually put out posts on LinkedIn, and my last or second last post was about a friend getting placed, getting a job through college placements. In India, what happens is companies they come to universities themselves and interview students for jobs. So it happens in your penultimate semester.
Yeah, we have something very similar to that here as well. And I actually, there's a company that I'm working on. I'm courting a company now, and I found out that they are reaching out to technical schools to get, future employers. So yeah, so that's quite common. Rosalind, go right ahead. You're next.
What? I said everything, Cello. Man, if
okay.
If I die today,
it was a question at Darryl.
Okay. I am connecting more. I wrote, but Kashare is also my media coach. I have to be more intentional. I have to actually plan something, right? I plan to do my laundry, right? But I got to plan a bit more, right?
Yeah.
So once I start planning, holy shit, I will own all of this. Once I start planning, you guys better watch out. Seriously.
Hey, I'm glad I know you, so at least I could be in your inner circle. That's a great thing. Now, it's funny you bring that up is because as we're doing this on LinkedIn Live and we could broadcast it in different channels, you can reach out to your existing network now prior to getting LinkedIn Live and just say, hey, I'm thinking about getting together and having a discussion about this, but I'm also open to discuss what you're interested in. Let's do a Zoom call and promote that within your own network. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to do that. And you can get to know your network on a more personal level. And it wins everywhere because so many different ways. Now they might be more inclined to engage with your content. You guys can find different ways how you can collaborate. And who knows where it might go after that. So, yeah, go ahead, Miss Valera.
So I'm so going to take that idea from you. That is absolutely fantastic. But I can actually say that, or give the good news that maybe about a few days ago, I was accepted to do Linked Live.
Congrats!
I am so happy.
Welcome.
I am so excited. What you said, Cello, is actually a really, really, really good idea to engage people via Zoom first. So, because I want to make sure that I plan my Linked Live sessions properly and to make sure that it's effective and get to know my connection. So to answer your question, it would be like maybe even a little bit before COVID, I found myself going to LinkedIn every day on my phone, literally, just to engage, just to check out the timeline, agree, discuss. And I just found myself building relationships with people that I've never met in person.
Yeah.
And I realized we have so many things in common. So it really builds some really good relationships. So I think LinkedIn now, I am on LinkedIn more than Facebook, more than Instagram, because I just find like the content is a lot more thought-provoking, engaging. I mean, as a social media strategist, I'm not gonna shake off all or cancel any of the other platforms. They have their pros and cons. I love everything, but with LinkedIn, perhaps it's because I can identify as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur or a business owner. The content on there, it invites conversation and meaningful conversation, which is so cool. So I like that. And it's really caused me to be, more active, because I was racking my brain the other day that how did I meet Marcello? Where did Marcello? Because I know Daryl always says, you guys met in comments. I'm trying to figure out how I got connected. But if you figure it out, let me know. I can't remember, but I'm happy that I did. And I think it's because of my constant just being present on LinkedIn that has caused us to, create that type of camaraderie and business relationship. And even though like a lot of the people that I'm connected to, I'm not currently actively doing business with them, but them just, sharing information and me just sharing information on what I do. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I got into social media shorts, which, by the way, plug in, get ready for episode 3, should be launching soon.
That's awesome.
That's how I stay connected.
My guess that it's just a guess. My guess that where we met could have been a very similar platform that we're in now, and you might have commented on in the stream, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're watching Cher Jones, chances are, if you like her content, you and I might be in the same street, the same mindset. So let's connect. I like to see what you post, and let's start developing that way. So that's usually how I connect with a lot of individuals on LinkedIn. Is based on other Linked Live, and like Daryl said in the comments, if you're commenting, most likely you have an interest or you have some insight. Yeah. And if what you're saying makes sense to me, then that's when I'll reach out to you. Okay, regardless of what industry you're in, and regardless if it doesn't benefit me, if work-wise, if connecting with you is not going to benefit me to make money, I still want to connect with you because I think that I value you as a person, so I want to get to know you better.
Right. Absolutely.
Speaking of comments, when I catch up with people, that big up to Donovan Smith in the comments there at the Post Meridian.
Yes.
And we also had Judy McCutcheon. I had her on the show yesterday on Business of Benefits. She's representing from Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, Donovan's my dude. He's right here from Metro Atlanta. I believe even Marietta our caught one time. So now I know what Daryl sent out the question. I'm curious to know if anyone else has any insight on that question before I'm thinking about asking you guys to take a minute and share, like a shotgun and say one thing that you're either working on or you want to promote. So let me know if you guys want to continue answering his question. Otherwise, we'll go into the shotgun session.
I just want to say one more thing about networking and how it's kind of shifted since the pandemic. I think for me, and some of you may be able to relate, a lot of the things I was going to were in person, and some of those have translated to virtually and some have not. And people might see that as a bad thing, but for me, I think it allows you, instead of kind of spray and pray with your business cards, you can kind of, the quantity may be less, but the quality of the connections is better. So a forum like this, where we're having a real conversation right now, this would probably never happen in a real life networking situation. So I find that, I meet somebody in a virtual thing that we click with, who I can think maybe I can help, or just like you were saying, Marcello, maybe I can't help, or maybe we may not never do business, but we may collaborate in another way down the line, or I might just pick up a virtual friend, which is a great thing also.
Yeah.
So, and also following up is something that I've gotten better at, because I think as a result of making those deeper connections, it reminds me to follow up with those people. So.
Thank you. That's really, that's quite mindful, because I think that a lot of folks, and me included, dropped the ball. So much so, like literally before I get on the call, I'm like, I got a couple of things I need to do. I wrote down, I said, I need to do that. I need to follow up with Susan. I need to follow up with the ramen spot that's opening up in Kennesaw. So I mean, so I'm aware of that too. So good point, Wendy. Now who would like to start first on sharing a shotgun, what you want to promote? Go right ahead, Rosalind.
Yes, I have it. Get it done now before you die / before you leave the planet / it's later than you think. Get it done now boot camp. It's a so affordable monthly membership. It's only $47 Canadian. Oh my God. You cheap ass Americans, it's like $47 Canadian. Holy cow. So you get 2 15-minute recordings with me to help you work with fear, admit you have a little bit of anxiety, you're human, and 1 live with me, and you're going to be so cool with fear. You're going to be on here with fear. When I first come on here, I am shit scared every time. Who else just admit it? But I'm here.
Yeah.
To be more like me, dress better, because I don't dress well. But you know what? Show up in your life. You come to my boot camp, or tell someone who really means it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalind. And if you have created a post promoting this, please post it in the chat on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gregory.
Yeah. So in addition to just bringing anybody in the pharmaceutical world with a life science background who does any of those things that I mentioned, validation, QA compliance, auditing, medical monitoring, I would love to meet those folks. They're always very helpful to me. Also, my book, Stellar Resume Writing, can be found on Amazon or at my website, stellarresumewriting.com. And for anyone who's looking for any other career advice or help in any of these areas, just send them my way, have them DM me, and I'll do what I can.
Great. Thank you. Now, who would like to go next? All right, go ahead, Ms. Phillips.
Okay, so you guys know that social media strategy is my baby. And so I am offering anyone who is seeing this Link to Lunch live or on the replay, I am offering a 20% off, 20% off of your social media strategy that you and I will build together So just contact me, and just once you hashtag Link Lunch, I'll know that, hey, you caught Link Lunch, and you get 20% off. We will have a lot of fun. I get to know you, you get to know me. Let's build that strategy, and let's have you rule your social media.
I like that. Yeah, I like the way you put it. Yeah, when you go to my website, use coupon code Link Lunch. I love it.
You know, I got nothing but love for Link Lunch. I have
Thank
nothing but
you.
love for you guys. So, hey, why not let it be?
Oh, we appreciate
branded?
it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. Wendy, go right ahead. I'll leave Love Doctor last. Ladies first. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you want to engage more with me and get more of my content, you can go to yourhappyworkplace.com and sign up for my newsletter. I've got a new mini video series that I just launched last week in celebration of Your Happy Workplace's 1-year anniversary. Rosalind was there. We did the first video, Mindfulness in the Workplace, live. That content is only available to my email subscribers. So head to my website, yourhappyworkplace.com, to sign up for that. And also, until I figure out this LinkedIn Live thing, you can go to my Instagram. I do some lives there. Next week, I'm going to be talking to a financial fitness coach for small businesses, and I've got a yoga teacher coming about how to do breathing exercises at your desk, get us moving, stuff like that. So
I like that.
I've got a mental health person coming to talk about stress in 2020. So find me on IG Live until I can be a official Vanetta. Congratulations, LinkedIn Live person. Thank you.
That's awesome. Awesome. And before I get to Love Doctor, I want you guys, everything you guys shared thus far, please put it in the LinkedIn Live chat. And lastly, I've been invited, and Gregory reached out. He said he's going to be doing it soon. I haven't checked the page. Do me a favor. Share with folks your experience on Link Lunch, so you could do it on the events page. I know Rosalind did it as well. Just either do a quick video, almost like what we talked about Storio.
Fine. I didn't know how to post it. I sent it to you. It's not there, Cello. You are all talk.
Yeah, whatever. I ain't see it. I'll take a look. I thought it was a video. I saw a post, but I'll verify that link. So I apologize on that.
It's in your DMs. That's
okay, I'll do that. So do me a favor. Thank you, Rosalind. I'll definitely get on there as soon as we get off of this. Share your insights, like a brief video sharing what your experience of Link Lunch. So other people that are considering to join us in the next 2 weeks, they get a personal insight on that. So thank you, Dr. Love Doctor, or Dr. Love. Yeah, I'm changing your name every single moment. Go right ahead. Tell folks how about your podcast, and share it also in the chat.
Sure. Thanks for all the lovely names, Marcello. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
So the podcast I'm working on, All Things Relationship Podcast, it's there on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast. The link is right there in the chat. So
thank you.
Yeah, it's an overwhelming experience, frankly, listening to all the stories of my guests. And then there are some sessions that I do all by myself, explaining some concepts of relationships, your emotions, how you feel and how to deal with them. And there is one session which I do with a behavioral expert and psychologist. So it answers the questions that people face nowadays. People have asked their questions. So I brought in an expert in the field answering the questions. So it's I'm working towards any and every way I can help people get better, deal with their problems easily, and yes, make a better person out of themselves, because it's us humans which make the world. So if we are better and happier, the world itself will be a happier place.
And it's all about mindset. Thank you. All right, Mr. Bowtie, go right ahead. How would you want to wrap up the show?
Wrap it up with my video on for a quick second. Get something done. Do something. I'm not going to promote anything right now. Y'all see me every day on LinkedIn. But do something. Get something done for your business. Please, just focus on one thing daily to get done.
Thank you, guys. All right, well, I appreciate you guys joining us today on Link Lunch. We do it again every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, everyone on the panel, for joining us today. Rosalind, I'll get that video. Sorry. I know those fists, those are fists of steel. I know that. I don't want to get any problems. So thank you very much for everyone for joining us. Now, Daryl, I'll just hit end, and that's how it ends the live stream.
Yep, we'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.